I'm gonna tell you, anytime you got a church where you gotta have a certain credential to come in and speak at that church, it's a problem. I know about discernment. Yeah. I understand being aware of who's coming up in your pulpit, what they might say.
Right.
I got that.
Right. Yeah.
Right. I got that. And that's fine if you're gonna do that. But don't be exclusive and feeling like, where's your degree? Where did you graduate from? Where did you go to? You know, or your church too small. You don't have enough people in your congregation. You don't have nothing to say to my people. If you got just my people mindset, you're definitely in trouble. You definitely don't understand. You really off the chart. You don't have a clue who the body of Christ is. You talking about your people.
My church.
Now I understand talking about, because you're the shepherd of the house or whatever, you got to watch for the people. But don't get it twisted. What happened to God watching? What happened to leading you how to watch? What happened to showing you who's who and what's wrong? Why are you not depending on the Holy Ghost to enlighten you to what's going on all of the time, not every now and then? But if you haven't slipped into that dark place of thinking that God done told you to do that, or that you're charged with that responsibility, you better watch it, because you can find yourself slipping in the darkness and don't know how you got over there. Especially again, if you got this mindset, this mindset that says, my people, and you're not willing to serve. I mean, serve. I'm not talking about just. The example is right there. It's not like it's hidden. It's right there. When Jesus got up from that table and went and got that basin of water to wash those disciples' feet, right? And they said, what is he doing? He's saying, basically, look, I'm Lord, I'm Jesus, I'm all that. I'm God, I'm all that. But I'm going to go wash your feet. Right. Because the master, your servant is no greater than his master. I have this quote, I'm misquoting. Exactly. But y'all do understand what I'm talking about. Just look at it and visualize in your mind what the scene looked like and what Jesus was trying to share with them. Trying to share with them. Listen, please, don't go up there. Don't talk about who's going to sit with me and who's going to be big in my kingdom. You want to be big in the kingdom? Serve. Follow the example that I did. Watch the disciples feet. Get the lowest thing. The lowest position. The lowest position. Because y'all sitting there looking at things like this, it works like, hierarchy go up, and you can see it all over the church. It ain't hard to see. It's just hard to straight in your face. You don't have to talk to know. That's what they think. Don't sit up on the high seat with your robe on all of a sudden. What are you saying? Exactly. What are you picture you painting? What are you putting out there to? What do they see? What are they seeing? You're talking about the eyes already. What are you seeing? What example are you giving to the body, to the people, of who Jesus really is? What are you really saying about who he really is? I don't care how much you preach. You got all kinds of styles and methods of getting it out there, but what are your life saying? What are you saying? If you don't have that, if you don't know that you're called to serve by the Spirit, not in the flesh, to follow God, you're going to miss this thing. You're going to miss this thing. That's what I'm telling you, man. That verse it's always with me. That Matthew 7:22 about men shall come to me in that day and say, Lord, Lord, that thing plagued me. Because I don't want to look at me or nobody else and have that problem. That's why I say the religion's got to be the most dangerous thing on the planet. Got to be. It is. Got to be. And you talk about Christianity, so-called Christianity, I'm using it because it's a religion, like all the rest of them. And there being 2.2 billion Christians in the world, what they say, the largest denomination or largest group of religions is the Christian religion. Of all the groups, you can talk about Buddhism, Hinduism, Muslim, which they second, and all that stuff. But Christian is the largest group on the planet. And Jesus says in Matthew and Luke, and when he's talking about the Sermon on the Mount, that's Matthew 5, whatever, about straight is the way. That's Matthew 7. And now it's a gate. Enter ye the straight gate. That's how it starts. For wide is the gate and broad is the way that leads to damnation, but narrow is the way that leads to eternal life. And few, F-E-W, few there be that find. Few. Not 2.2 billion. But few. And the problem with the few, not with the many, is they're religious. And when Jesus said in John about, look, if you eat my flesh and drink my blood, you ain't got nothing to do with me. Nothing. And a lot of people doing just what they did in John. They walking away. They turning away. Don't know they turned away.
Right.
Still calling for the loaves and the fish. Still calling for the help. Still calling for. Still know his name when they want something, when they need something.
Yes, sir.
No problem. They know the name. They know the name.
Amen.
They know all that, but ain't willing or haven't. And I'm saying all that and still concluding that if God don't call you out,
Yeah.
you ain't coming.
You ain't coming out.
Because all that the Father gave me, Jesus said coming.
Right.
I ain't losing none of them.
Yeah.
I ain't taking none that the Father didn't give me. And I don't want it. And we all have the same mindset.
Yeah.
And I don't want none that the Father ain't sending my way.
Right.
But our flesh said, yes, you do.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need this.
Yeah.
Drink this, eat this, go there, do that, buy this, buy that.
Yep.
That flesh is just, I mean, it's crazy. It's running amok.
Yep.
It's going crazy. You know, and most of us don't see it. We don't see it.
Yeah.
That the flesh is, man, it's just got us in all kinds of trouble.
Yeah.
Every kind of trouble you can think about. And my struggle may not be your struggle, but everybody got it.
Everybody got struggle. That's right.
Got that right.
All God's children got a struggle.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. You may, yeah. I might got victory over here.
Yes, Lord.
And you think I'm dumb because you got it and I don't have it. But we do that. We
Yeah.
judge like that. Why they can't? Why they can't see what I see? Why they can't?
Yeah,
Why they
big time.
can't pay their bill like I pay my bill? Why they
right.
can't get the job that I got?
Right.
Whatever you name it, you know.
What's your problem?
Yeah, what's your problem? And we get sense enough to even spread it to people. Talk to other people about what somebody else's problem is.
Yeah.
That
I mean,
part
all
of
the
that
time,
song.
man.
I don't know the
All
song
the time,
itself.
yeah.
I love God. You don't love God?
Yeah.
What's wrong with you?
Yes, Lord.
And Jesus
Lord.
gonna turn around and say, if you love me,
Yeah.
keep my commandments.
That's right.
And then you don't
My
know what the
commandment.
commandments
And
are.
you don't know what
You
that
don't have
is.
a clue what that means. To keep my commandments. Have
Yeah.
you studied the word? Have you searched it out?
Yeah.
Have you asked God for wisdom and
Yeah.
revelation and what he meant by what he said? And just took the ball and ran with it, sat and
Yes,
heard
sir.
somebody and explained to you what God meant by what God said. So ask God what he meant by what God
Yes,
said.
Lord.
Still going to your daddy and saying, okay, Father, I heard whatever my brother and sister saying, but what do you say? And let me go knock on the door, come into my father's presence.
Yep.
And say, Dad, my brother told me that.
Yep,
My
that's
sister
it.
said that to me. I mean, is that what you're saying? That's really what you want done? That's really how you believe this? Is they telling me the truth, or are they deceive, or what's up with that? But no, got too much confidence in the flesh. And the word says, put no confidence in the flesh. That's yours and everybody else's.
Yeah.
Everybody else's. But we got people, man,
Flesh is
you know,
nilly-nilly.
they fall, you fall. They mess up, you mess
Well, I
up.
said,
Blind
Lord,
leader the blind.
open up
Oh,
my
everybody
eyes,
falling in the
understand
ditch.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
When I answered the
My
Pharisee,
eyes
when
understanding.
he made his prayer, God help me not to be like this man.
Yeah.
I give much alms to
Yeah.
people.
I'm
I
telling
do
you,
this,
I
I
got
do that.
Yes,
You
Lord.
know?
Yeah. Yeah. It's all in the Bible, man. It's all in
Yeah.
your face, and there ain't none of the stuff here.
Yep.
It's all right there. It's all right up in here. You have to do is read it, study it, believe it, ask God how to rightly divide it. Because you sure don't know how to rightly divide it. You don't have
On
no
your own,
clue
no.
what God's mind. You don't know how to rightly divide it. And don't sit up and ask John MacArthur and whoever else you make
I don't
confidence
care who.
in.
Right.
And believe, because they got some sense. They'll lay you straight up. Listen, I wrote the commentary. I got Bible up there. But at the end of the day, you better know for yourself.
There you go.
better ask your daddy what's going
Yes,
on.
Lord.
over here.
That's
And I'm
right.
trying my best to make sure I'm right.
Yep.
But I'm not your God. I'm not your door.
Yeah.
I'm not your way.
Yes, Lord.
Not it.
Yeah.
Not
Not
the
saying
one.
that, you in trouble.
Yes, sir. And they ought to be smart enough to say it all the time.
Yes,
Often.
Lord.
To me, the bigger you get as far as what the world sees, the more humble you have to humble yourself and make sure you realize that you ain't misleading people
Yeah.
or got nobody tooting your horn and calling your name about.
Yep.
Say clearing you the way. And
Right.
you feel like, hey, you offended.
You ain't all
Because
that.
they don't call
Right.
your name. You're
Right.
offended.
Yeah.
Because they didn't say
Yep.
whatever you thought they were supposed to say to you. They didn't
Yes,
call
Lord.
you by your title. They didn't recognize who you're supposed to be. You're offended.
Yeah.
You gotta be
Yes, Lord.
careful when offenses come. You realize what's going on with you.
Yeah.
You
They
offended?
will come. You better find out why you offended.
Yeah.
You gotta find out why you're offended. And see, is this a real offense or this something I got some pride about? And I need this. Or my
Yes,
flesh
Lord.
needed it. You find out that's what it's all about. Your flesh craving for that thing, man.
Wow.
Longing for it.
Yes,
Longing for it.
Wow.
serious. This is some serious. This
It
this
is.
this this Christ stuff.
Yeah.
This church, this grace, this religion. I mean, all this is important.
Mm.
And that's why I don't miss it. It ain't because I'm, it ain't because I feel like God's gonna look at me funny if I don't show up. Ain't none of that. No, or the church gonna talk about me because I don't come to a meeting. No, I don't miss it. No, that ain't it. If you think that's the case, you don't understand me. You don't know me. I mean, because I need to know what God's talking about.
Right.
I need to know some stuff. I need to
Word say,
understand.
seek and you shall find.
I need to understand where
You
I'm
gotta
missing
seek
it.
it out.
I need to know
Yeah.
every trick that I've heard them do it to me. Every time my
Yeah.
flesh gave into something,
Yeah.
every bad decision I done made, you need to know
Yep.
why I made it.
Why
And I made it because of my flesh. I wasn't
That's
sharp.
right.
I
Exactly.
wasn't paying attention to the Holy Ghost. I
Yep.
wasn't
That's
listening
right. That's
That
to
right.
is
God telling me, leave that alone.
That's
Yeah.
right.
You don't need that. But my flesh said, yes, you do.
I'm saying, yeah, but I want it.
You got some slick salesmen, the people talking and buying everything. You don't
Yes, sir.
need, don't have no need for it. Man, please. And you been went up, man, come on, man. It's all this stuff is true. And we got to pay attention. We really do. And,
Yeah.
you get this gospel out here, man.
Amen.
Get out of us what God done put in us.
Yeah.
But
That's the
yeah,
problem,
ain't
getting out
nothing
of us.
Yeah.
Yes,
You
Lord.
gotta wait, man. And let the Holy Ghost, let God do what He does in and through us. Yeah, be content with who you are and what God made you to be.
Thank you, Jesus.
Just make sure you guard your heart.
Yeah.
All diligence, as the word says. So out of it are the issues of life. Guard that heart, man. Pay attention.
Yes, Lord.
Pay attention.
Yeah.
Pay attention.
Yeah.
That's why you got to meditate day and night. That's why you have to let the high sound and praise of the Lord continuously
Amen.
be in your mouth. You can't
Yeah,
afford to.
yeah,
You can't afford to. You know, it's like when Gideon,
Yeah.
the 300 person that paid attention
Yeah.
when they went to drink the water.
Yeah.
You know, they were also looking out for the enemy. They didn't get down and laugh and
Yeah.
they didn't put the
Right.
weapons down, lay them on the ground
Yeah.
and go get their water. No, they had the guns in their hand.
Right.
Yeah.
And they drinking, but I'm gonna be paying attention
Drinking
to
and
what's
watching.
going on.
That's
I'm
right.
watching and
Yeah.
praying at the same time. I'm paying attention
Yeah.
to what's going on. You can lay your dead down if
Yeah.
you want to.
Yeah. And
Well,
what's interesting, even with all of
Yeah.
that, because there's two things I was just listening as you. Out of it flows the issue of life, the issues of your life.
Yes.
That
Yeah.
they're talking specifically about
Specifically.
you.
Specifically.
Out of
Specifically.
your heart
Yeah.
flows the issue of life. See, most
Yeah.
people they
Yeah.
don't pay attention to that.
Yeah.
They think that God is talking about something that they need
In
to pay
general.
attention to, that
Right.
they need to
Yeah.
do and get themselves up to snuff. No, God's telling you pay attention to what's in your heart.
Yeah.
That's what he's saying.
Yeah.
Because out of your heart
Yeah.
flows the issue of your life.
Yeah.
And if it's not matching up with what's in here,
Yeah.
then you're in trouble.
You got a
You,
problem.
you need to
Yeah.
seek God out so that God can correct that because
Yeah.
he's the only one. But
Yeah.
first you got to be humble
Yeah.
to do that.
Right,
and
right.
even after all of them 300, after all of this stuff, God whittled that thing down from 10,000 to 300.
Yes.
Even after all of that, look at the instruction that he gave to Gideon because it sounds crazy. Give every man a lamp
Yes.
and y'all surround that place.
Yeah.
And when the time comes, you light up your little thing,
Yeah.
break it, and holler, the Lord God, and
And get
them people killed themselves.
yeah.
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 They didn't swing
Yeah.
one swoop.
Right.
Right.
The Lord sent a spirit of confusion in there,
Yeah.
and they
Yeah.
killed themselves.
Self.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Gideon, them ain't did
You
nothing.
have to do nothing.
See that? But see, that's what we think.
That's, yeah, you gotta do
You see what I'm saying? We
Yeah.
got to do something.
Yeah.
That's why you got
But
this
see,
work
what
mentality
we have to
and
do-
all this foolishness going on in your, even afterwards. I ain't talking about works to get saved. I'm talking about works for reward. You know,
No.
What's it
What?
good for?
even that is wrong.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's wrong. If you're doing it with that in mind, then you just like them scribes and Pharisees.
Yeah.
Right.
You've already received your reward.
Right.
But people
Right.
going to get at you. They're going
Right.
to say this and
Yeah, they
that,
gonna talk
and you're
about-
going
they
to fall
gonna-
into that thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
You,
Yeah.
you don't even get in that
Don't
mindset.
entertain that. Don't entertain none of that.
Lord, I'm doing this so you can reward me.
Yeah. See, no.
See, God knew about stereo long before stereo came
Yeah.
out. You got to magnify the sounds of the breaking of the lamp so loud.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I'm
You
telling
got
you,
millions
mess
of
them boys all up, man.
Yeah.
But see, he said, just like he said, this is how your work is. That after that servant done going out there and been working in the field and do all that stuff and then come up to the house. He said, what do you think the master's going to say to him? Sit down. Let me get you something to eat. Hook yourself up. He said, no. Bind yourself up again. Sit down and serve me. But you out there working and carrying on, and now you're looking for a reward. He said, get in here, get yourself there, and feed me, and then afterward, after I done eat, finish, then you can get something to eat. You don't even eat when I eat. And he said, that servant will sit down and say, oh Lord, he said, even so it will be with you at the end of the age. We were unworthy servants, and we just did what we had ought to do because of who you are. See, I'm gonna have a big house in heaven. I'm gonna have a mansion.
You got to catch it doing
You gonna have a
You got to
have a hut.
You better think about what's on your mind and what your motive and your intent, where you're going with yourself, man. You make sure you ain't got thrown a curveball in there. You know, swung out a curveball and missed.
Get all messed up, man.
Right now.
Yes, Lord.
I'll take a hut as long as my hut ain't in hell.
That's right. That's what David said. Yeah, I'd rather be a doorkeeper in the house of my Lord than to dwell in the tents of wickedness.
I'll take a hut.
Amen.
As long as my hut ain't in hell.
Yes, Lord.
Look at hotel hell it is.
Lord, I just want to be where you are. That's all. Just like that thief on the cross. Just remember me. That's all. I don't care what you remember me for. Console. Just remember me.
I was saying about what you were saying, Mom, what you were saying about Gideon, and it brought me back to Jehoshaphat.
Yeah.
When they won the battle just by singing.
Just by singing. Yes, Lord.
They had no weapons.
Now listen, and same thing about Jericho, walking on the wall, don't say nothing, don't open your mouth. 6 days, you're going to don't even speak to one another.
Right.
They just walk. Just do what I tell you to do. And
that's
on
all.
7th day you walk around this thing 7 times, when them trumpets blast, you just shout, and the walls coming down.
You can imagine
but the
them
bottom
people
line is just all
laughing.
these crazies, all these odd things, I'm calling that God calls to do.
Exactly.
The bottom line was obedience.
Yes, that's it. That is it right there. That's the bottom line.
Obey the voice of the Lord.
Yes, sir.
And if it now sounds crazy to you, don't see how it's going to work. How it's going to turn out.
Don't do that.
Because the
matter.
math don't work.
Exactly.
Nothing ain't adding up.
Yeah, that's what it boils down
Shouting
to.
and breaking glasses and walking don't. And we're going to get the victory like that. Well, God says, look, y'all ways ain't my way.
Exactly.
Those ain't y'all thoughts.
Because the battle is not yours.
It's not yours.
It's the
So
Lord.
God just saying,
I'm the one doing the fight.
Just learn to walk in obedience.
That's it.
You just
That's
learn
so
to walk in obedience. It's hard because of the flesh.
People, because what they gonna think about me? They looking at me.
Yeah, all that, and that's flesh. And that's flesh.
Right.
Yeah, that's
the
flesh.
flesh. The whole battle, the
that's
whole
flesh.
hardness
Yes, Lord.
is the flesh.
Yeah, that is
It ain't the
flesh.
devil.
That's all
the
it
whole
is.
hardness of this thing is the flesh.
That's why I always say we give the devil too much credit
Yeah.
sometimes.
It
Yes,
ain't the
Lord.
devil. Get him out of this thing. He defeated
Thank you.
defeated
he already done lost the battle.
Yes.
Destiny already is set in place. Ain't nothing gonna change. It ain't the devil.
Right.
He's not the problem.
Yes.
It's the flesh. It's this stuff.
He like that. He like that little boy in class who's always trying to get you in trouble.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The teacher
Yeah.
always calling him out because he's messing with somebody.
Yeah.
And the devil ain't always in everything.
He's there to misdirect you.
Yeah.
That is it. I mean, he said he goes around like a roaring lion. Now, you look at if you even watch Animal Planet, the male lions don't ever kill nothing. Very well, when they kill something, they kill them baby cubs when they take over a prize. But very seldom do you see a male lion out there running after something to kill it. No, sir. Now they'll stand there on the edge and roar at you, and so you can run, and you run directly into them female lions. That's going to tear your tail up, and then he comes trotting over there. He gets something to eat. You know,
They done did all the work. Now enjoy it.
that thing cracks me up every time I see it. But that's what Satan does. There's something over there that if you head in that direction, it's going to mess you up. And God is saying, don't go there. And he's roaring in the back, and you just, let me get away from that roaring. And you run right into danger.
Well, like you said, the name of the game is just plain obedience.
That's it.
It is. At the end of the day, it all boils down to obedience. That goes right back to the Eden and Garden of Eden. Doesn't matter what it was, apple tree, pear tree, banana tree.
Right.
It wasn't nothing but the tree. It wasn't about the tree.
It wasn't even about the
It was about obedience. It was, what did I tell you to do? It's all it was about. It could have been. He could say anything. He
I
never
don't
said
care
no
what
tree.
it is. Could have
It
been a
don't
potato in the
make
ground.
don't matter. No matter. Whatever. Just don't go there. It could be water running. Don't matter. Just don't go there and touch that.
That's right.
It's just a matter of obeying the voice of the Lord.
Yep.
And you chose not to do it.
Right.
That's
It
just
reminds me
that
of days coming home from work.
Yes,
Didn't I
that's
take get these dishes done?
Pass
They
it on
still
to
do
us.
the same.
Yeah, it wasn't even about the dishes.
Tell
It
our
was about
children
you.
the same
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't do what I told you to do.
Yeah.
That's all it was.
It's kind of funny to me that way.
If I whoop your hind parts, I ain't gonna whoop the dishes.
I'm with
I'm
you.
gonna whoop you.
Thank you.
That's right.
You didn't do what I told you.
Yeah.
It kind of puts me in mind of when God told Moses, "Hey, well, I'm going to deliver you out of Egypt. Don't worry about that." He said, "Now, when I get you out, don't be surprised. I done told you what I'm going to have Pharaoh do. Change his mind." And when when you saw the multitude see Pharaoh coming behind him, what the first thing they thinking? Well, Moses wrong.
Yeah.
He just bring him here to die.
Die.
But what the first thing Moses come to the conclusion? He can come to the conclusion God was right because God doing exactly what He said. All I got, and what did He tell the people? Man, don't worry about it, just stand still
Yep.
See,
and see. That's all you got to do. Stand still and see the awesome power of God.
Yep. Lord.
They ain't had to look to the left. They ain't had to look to the right. And all their frustration and seeing Pharaoh behind them, oh, we gonna die now. It's like just this what you call imminent danger. It's coming. It's gonna happen. There is no refusal.
way out.
No way out. But and they're thinking Moses wrong. You wrong. You wrong. God told you something wrong. You bring us out here to die. To die. And at that moment, Moses was the only one with a piece of calm, because guess what? The exact same thing that God told him.
Yep.
God was doing.
That's what He did. Yeah.
Exactly what He did. I told you, Moses. I said, Moses, I told you. Well, He gonna change his mind. Now, watch what I gonna do for you.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Same way with Joshua and Caleb.
I was thinking the same thing.
Same thing. When the spies came back and said, "Oh, God had, God always put in a possibility in front of you. See, you're going to choose me over this." What you deem to be in an impossible situation.
Yep, and that's what they had.
You're going to choose what I told you, or you're going to look at the mountain over there and say, "No, we can't cross it.
We can't move that.
We can't." God said, "I ain't asked you that.
Yeah.
I told you.
Big, be like
I
grasshopper.
ain't asked you to move it. I just told you, believe me, I'm the mountain mover, not you.
Yeah.
It ain't you."
Yeah, it's all about the
Yes, sir. So
the obedience of believing what God said.
Yes.
You know.
Obey the voice of the Lord.
God, God didn't bring them out just to say, okay, well, I gonna let y'all die now. No, that would defeat the purpose of the promise He made to you.
Yeah.
You know,
Because He wouldn't have bothered to let you out to bring you out.
I'm trying to tell you, you could have died in Egypt. He could have let you die in Egypt.
Yeah.
So He gonna bring you out of Egypt to fulfill the promise, just to cut you off at the Red Sea.
Well, I just see what they said. They said the same thing. You boys out here to die. We need to go back where we came from. We need you.
Yeah, they figured they had
No
to
other
change.
unbelief that you're speaking. All that doubt and unbelief and fear grip you and got you that you don't believe God.
And you
can't even get
Isn't that wild? Because I'm just listening. And they did that for 40 years in the wilderness, rumbling and complaining. God said it in Hebrew. The whole 40 years.
Yes.
And some of us going to do that our whole life.
Yes.
And then we're going to find ourselves saved.
Yes.
and that's what He says. Some of y'all going to make it in by the skin of your teeth. I still ain't peeled skin off my teeth yet. That's a thin, real thin.
Exactly.
But that's how you going to say something.
Because I know. I'm sorry.
But I'm just going to say that the magnificence of what you will see in God after that is just beyond description.
Yeah.
That this joker was, and Lord, I've been complaining for 85 years, and you still saved me. Wow.
Yeah.
All right, I got it straight now. Let's go.
That's too
What
forward,
it is to
right?
get there,
You
right?
know, girl, you don't shut up and go sit down somewhere.
I know. I was
Wow.
Friday. My neighbor. Y'all have heard my stories about the issues that we're having in the building and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And she was just whining and complaining. I get there too sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like standing right there outside while we was waiting for them to come to turn the alarm off.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like God just showed me. It's like, so what, we're going through these issues.
Right.
The building is still standing.
Mm-hmm.
We still got our little places, and we're doing fine.
Yeah.
That's just life. Things just happen like that
Yeah,
sometimes.
exactly.
So stop complaining
Yeah.
and start looking at what we got.
Yeah.
Already what's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
And she said, you just make me sick. You always turning things around. I said, no, I'm just telling you what the Lord told me.
She said, I want to complain.
I want to be in my misery, dog.
I feel
Right.
stay in my
Get
doggone
in a place
dungeon
of
where I'm at.
appreciation.
Yes, Lord.
Stop whining all the
Amen.
time.
Yes, Lord.
That's kind of, I don't know if you ever heard the one about the guy. He fell off the side of the mountain, and as he tumbled down, he was able to grab a branch. And he's hanging on this branch for dear life, and as he looked down, all he sees is the heavy fog amongst his feet, and all of a sudden he heard the voice of God just saying, "Let go."
Let go.
Let go. If I let go, surely I'm gonna die. 'Cause that's a long way down. I'm going. You can't be God. You can't be telling me to let go. God said, "Let go." Just let go. I said, man, this fella just holding on. I can't let go because if I let go, I'm gonna die. God just once again said, "Let go." And he said in the Psalms, "Let go." And man, I felt he refused to let go. And all of a sudden, the fog dissipates and blows away. And then he happened to look down. He's about that high off the ground.
That tumbling will mess your mind up.
Hard one, though.
And when he saw how far, he's like,
Oh,
Yeah.
"Oh, God?" He's like, God didn't even answer.
You see, I told you to let go.
All he had to do was let go.
Yes, Lord.
Show faith. Just let go. God said, "I got you. I ain't gonna let nothing happen to you. I ain't gonna dash your body against a rug or nothing. Just let go." And man,
I ain't gonna there like
if I let go, I'm gonna die, God. Man, let me tell you, by the time that doggone fog disappeared and he heard that limb say and started to break, he had to look down and
It was the
he just
ground.
stepped down.
Yes, Lord.
I'm saying to myself, now God, I said, I'm pretty sure God would just say to him, now, what if I had you way up there
Yeah.
and that tree was gonna break anyway? Whether you 30,000 feet or whether you 2 feet from the ground, the limb was gonna break. All you had to do what I tell you, let go.
Let go.
I had you.
Yeah. That's another one of them things. It's a trust thing.
Yeah.
You got to learn to trust.
Yeah.
and obey.
And
But there's no other way.
yeah.
Yeah.
To have
And
your
listen to the
service.
voice of God.
But to trust and obey. No other way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the sad thing about in the conversation of God telling the man to let go. The first time God told him to let go, he said, "God, is that you?" He said, I am who I am. He didn't know. Yes, me.
Yeah.
Yes.
So now let go.
Yes, sir.
Surely, God, if I let go, I'm going to, well, if you're living your life right, then if you die,
Have fun about it,
you ain't got no
Yeah.
problem. Either which way, if you let go or not, and if you fall 30,000 feet, you ain't got no more problems.
Yeah.
But man, when like I say, when that whole small just cleared away, my man heard that man, and he like, "Oh, I'm gonna die." And he had to look down.
Yeah.
My man said, "Oh," and he just put his feet on the ground.
You know what's so interesting about all of this, all this time we spent, is I'm sitting here thinking about this. What type of Bible study is this? You see, this is why. Don't get me wrong when I say this now. Why a lot of people don't come, because they can't see what has been gotten out of this.
Exactly.
There's so much that has been gotten out of this. Just sitting here and in the realm of that. I even thought about even as you started talking. I said, Lord, how we got into this?
I have no idea.
But see,
Well, I know
we know how we got into it.
Yeah.
The real question is, why have you led us this way? So
Exactly.
give us some understanding. And as this thing progressed and kept going, and everybody's talking and speaking and even giving the analogies and all these different things, there's so much that has been gotten out of this, and really not a scripture has been read. But you see, that's when you know God. It really is. See, people think you know God because you're reading out of this.
Exactly.
No, you know God because of what you're reading out of your heart.
Yeah.
He said that they who without the law do the things that are in accord with the law, they show, they testify that the true law of God is written on their hearts, wherein they can do it. You see what I'm saying? Trusting God. But you know, I think that's one of the reasons why we thought about going to this outline, this study on Friday night, because a lot of people need that, this frame
Yeah, they do.
that they think that will keep them inside a particular wall and thought. But like I was sharing with Larry this morning, I think me and Doc was talking about it Friday night because we were the only two here. Don't utilize that as an excuse
Right.
for you to say and think that you're actually doing Bible study,
Right.
because that's not it. You don't come here just because we're doing this so you can get more information in the sense of you just getting information
Right.
about God, because that's not it. The real reason everything in this book, I said it earlier this morning, is about you understanding your relationship with God from the very beginning to the end. I thought about two scriptures as we was talking. One was Psalm 24. The earth is the Lord, the fullness thereof, the world and everything that's in it. For he hath founded it upon the floods. He hath established it upon the seas. And then John 15:1. I'm the vine, and ye are the branches. My Father is the husbandman. He said, but apart from me, you can do absolutely nothing. You really got to grab those two scriptures are the exact same. Everything belongs to God. And if you're not coming to understand that truth, you're wasting your time. You really are. And not in the sense of you, but you're wasting time getting to the truth is what I'm saying.
Exactly.
Right.
But if you have that understanding in there, then every piece of second it takes will progress you into a deeper understanding of that truth. That there's absolutely nothing that happens to you that is happenstance, luck, circumstance, or anything. God has programmed all this stuff, all of it. He said, I know the plans I have for you,
For you.
period. Plans, plural. Ain't just one. And I don't deviate from that.
Yes.
You think I'm deviating because of what you do. But my plans don't deviate.
Right.
You can be the nastiest, cussedest, fussedest, whatever the case may be, but in the end result, you're going to be a vessel unto honor. That's it. You can run around with halos across your head and all this stuff. They calling you St. Jude or whatever the case may be. In the end result, you're a vessel unto dishonor. And then even then, this is a wild thought. Because you were such a good vessel under dishonor, I'm going to honor you.
Yeah.
Because you're a baby.
Yeah, you're a baby. It's what I told you to do.
But you know what, Marvin? And people say it all the time. I hear it all the time. I want the word. I want the word.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
word is in you.
Yes, it is.
You know,
Yeah.
like you said, it's about growth. It's about
Yeah.
understanding.
Yes, it is.
You know,
It
this
is.
is about fellowshipping with one another.
Yeah.
Helping each other understand.
Right.
Yeah.
And, you know, because like sometimes he'll say, well, I want to hear the word. You know,
Yeah.
you are the word.
Thank you.
You know?
The bottom line is, even here now, God's message, you know, prevailed.
Yeah.
Because when you look at it, like you said, without even cracking us open and just not talk, there's two things that I noticed that was encompassed in all of this. The life lesson of trusting God and obeying God.
Yeah, there
Out
you
of
go.
everything we said,
There you
every
go.
example that came out of
Yes,
each of
Lord.
our mouth, it boiled back to two things.
Yeah.
Trusting and obeying God. That's the lesson he had for us for today.
Exactly.
That's
There you
that's the only thing I
That's it.
see.
Trusting and
I don't
obeying.
care how we put it, what your example
Yeah.
was, mine, or anybody else.
Right.
It came back to the same identical thing.
Yep.
Trusting and obeying.
And it's
God.
for everybody.
And it's for
And
everybody.
it's deep. And it's
Yeah.
deep. It's
Yeah.
not.
Yeah.
It's not a just
Surface
a
thing.
trust. It's not a
No,
surface
no.
trust.
No.
It's deep.
It's
It's
deep.
deep. Like when we're talking about how you don't trust and you don't know you're not trusting.
Right.
How you move away from trust.
Yep.
Right.
How you pull away from trust
Yeah.
through the flesh,
Yeah.
through the desires of the flesh, things that even look good,
Yeah.
sound good to your ears,
Yeah.
but it's appealing to your flesh. It sounds good because it's gonna elevate me.
Right.
It's gonna, and now you're into pride and you don't know it. How you even got there?
Right, right.
Because you didn't really trust or you didn't obey God because God told you to wash them feet.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But you're too busy saying, hey, wash my feet.
Yeah, there you go.
Exactly.
You know, or what, honor me, obey me, or lift me
Right.
up, or whatever. It's all in your mind.
Yeah.
And and the congregation will help you get there. But they didn't see what they were doing. They didn't even understand that
Exactly.
I'm calling you to fall.
Yes.
You know, this type of fellowship will mess people up because I'm thinking about what's going on in the other room. If you can have 10 people who come here and don't normally, they would be all out of whack. It's 10,
It's 10,
15,
15.
16,
Yeah.
and they're like, when's the worship starting? What's happening?
Yeah.
You don't know. But you've been moved and mauled and cowed into this train of thought
Right.
about what worshiping God is and what fellowship really is.
Yes.
And because you don't see those particular things, there's that structure, that frame that you
Exactly.
need. And God's trying to break you out of that.
Yes.
Get you out of that mess. So that you can come here and be at rest and enjoy the people that's here. He said fellowship.
Yeah.
That's what you're supposed to be
Yeah.
doing.
Yeah.
Enjoy that person. Not coming here looking and saying, okay, when I'm going to start what? I need to stand up, I need to sit down,
Yeah.
I need to clap, I need to say hallelujah.
Yeah.
No, that is not it.
Okay.
It'll mess everybody
Telling us.
up.
That's why.
Yeah.
That's why that way is
over
straight.
there.
Yeah.
And that's why that way is narrow. That's why few there be that find.
Yeah.
Because of religion. And you got to
Exactly.
believe that this is the way God is
Yeah,
honored.
thank you.
Yeah.
This is the way God moves.
Yeah.
You ain't moving unless it's that way.
Yeah.
Because you be trained in Him. What's the word they use when they, what's the word we just kind of,
What, disciple,
no,
proselytize?
no,
What,
it's the word,
cemetery?
no,
Seminary?
God.
Program?
Yeah, it's kind of like
Routine.
program, but another word too. It's a word that they use.
Assimilated?
Missed it.
Program works, but
Yeah.
I'll think about it later. But whatever, in front of my mind, it went away. That you get into this, this mode.
Yeah.
This thing,
Yeah.
everybody going this way. It's program is a good word, but
Yeah.
that's not the one I was trying to call up.
I know what you mean. Though.
Yeah.
Yeah. And see, people will think that you say it all the time that they come here, we clap there, we heard, and man, we had a great time, and then we did. But what happened?
What did right? What did
What
you
did God
hear?
say?
I don't know. We had a good time though. We got some folks saved and
Yeah.
all. But
What did
what
God say?
happened?
What did God say?
What and specific? What happened to you?
Yeah.
What happened to you? Yeah. What'd you get out of that?
Yeah.
Amen. And you really didn't get anything because all you did was go through a program.
Right.
That's all you did. And God is not in your program. God ain't in nobody's program. They get an answer. I think I was hearing something, and when they're going right back to Joshua, when he saw that man standing up against the whole city, and he went up on that hill and looked at him with his sword drawn. He said, "Are you for the enemy or for us?"
Us, yeah.
And the guy said, "Nay." In other words, when you look up that word in fact, he said, "I ain't for none of you." Now let me tell you what the deal is. I am come as the captain of the host of the Lord, period. I ain't for you or them guys over there. I'm for God. And whatever's happening, if he tell me to destroy you, guess what? I'm going to destroy you too.
Yeah.
Take your shoes off.
Yeah.
For the ground where you standing is holy.
Holy.
That's the first thing you got to understand who you dealing with. This ain't your plan, Joshua. It's mine. And see, we try to plan worship for God. We try to plan how we gonna deal with God. We try to plan all that stuff. And God said, don't you plan nothing. Guess what? I'm looking for those who are going to worship me in spirit and in truth. I'm seeking them out.
Yeah.
And you better believe I'm going to find them. And when I find them, then I'm going to deal with them. Praise God. You don't,
Yes, indeed.
I don't leave it up to y'all to tell me how y'all going to worship me. I tell y'all how y'all going to worship me. That's what all those stuff was about in the Old Testament. The tabernacle and the calf and all. He said, you don't have to tell me or determine how to worship me.
Right.
I tell you how to worship me.
Yeah.
What's wrong with you? Just like them kids at home. You don't tell me what to do. I'm the mama. I'm the daddy.
Yeah.
You do what I tell you to do.
Exactly. Yes.
No, you think God ain't no different? He's just the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't tell me how to do nothing. I tell you. Now, you gonna be obedient? At least I give you that much more than you give your child.
Exactly.
You try to strangle your child. You want to kill him.
Yeah.
Yes, Lord. You just think I'm trying to kill you. I ain't gonna kill you. I'm gonna get you right.
Yeah.
Praise God. And that's something else.
Amen.
Praise His mighty name.
Thank you, Jesus.
Trust and
Hello,
obedience.
Alice.
Good morning.
Trust and obedience. Yes.